Katarn here,
I'm the Bendu.
coming back for another reaction to Andor, episode 9.
That's right.
Shout out to Nerd Chronic for editing this reaction for us and sneaking it past the Disney blockade.
Yes, it's very appropriate to have a spy master as yourself help us out with this amazing spy master of a show.
I was going to say, it's right on target, right up the alley. A lot of subterfuge happening, and the prison break, right? And that's what my fingers are crossed that we're actually going to get the prison break this soon. I don't know. We might need more. We might need to do more setup first, but I feel like we've been given everything we need. We know about the floors. We know where they keep the boots. We know about the layout of the prison, the fact that all of the little prisoner populations are like insulated against each other. They don't ever get to see each other on these different floors.
This is also the second episode for the prison, though. Which
That's
could
true.
also
That's true.
Insinuate that there could be like a three.
They usually come in
all.
threes.
Because
No, you're
even
right.
Bank Heist, we thought was going to be like. We thought what was going to be the heist episode ended up just being more backstory, but
That's true.
It ended up also being a lot more Mon Mothma and a lot more Senate and family dynamics. So this episode could also very easily be a Mon Mothma and a Coruscant episode.
Which I've really been enjoying the Mon Mothma storylines as well. I wasn't really sure exactly what they would focus on with her, other than like, you know, the political side of the rebellion being formed. And I think that her family life is kind of fascinating. Like it's kind of a kind of a train wreck, kind of a dumpster fire.
They've also
which, you know,
they've already
humanizes her a lot.
Yeah, and they've already heavily insinuated that her chauffeur or her driver is spying on her. So it would be
100%.
like kind of irrational for her family to be spying on her also, but I'm still under the impression that her family is a bit more on the conservative side. And
I think that her daughter thinks that she's having an affair with Tay Colma, and she's gonna like follow her or try and confront her and out her and accidentally like blow the lid off of this like secret rebellion plan that she has. You know,
I haven't quite.
If she goes and runs and tells the wrong person about that, it could be very bad.
Maybe I'd be curious to see how that story plays out. She's definitely like made it a point to like have to check in with her mother before she's allowed to leave or go anywhere else. But she is also like not really wanting to participate a whole lot with family stuff. So,
that's some typical like surly teenager
stuff
to me. Like that seems like just like any teenage daughter would be that way, especially with like a fancy like party full of political people. Boring. We've also got action on Ferrix. Dedra has captured Bix. And she's probably going to get tortured. Let's be honest.
Yeah, this could be a very heavy interrogation episode.
I really like Dedra Miro. They've deliberately had us be like rooting for her as the underdog character so far, but I think that's going to change, and we're going to get
the reminder that she's still an imp. She's
exactly.
Still an imp ISB
that she's
agent.
Still like a fascist among fascists. She's not just like not necessarily someone to root for.
That's true. I
can't wait. I think the episode's out. You ready to go?
That's right. It is called Nobody's Listening, which is very Big Brother.
That's how I was going to say. That's very intimidating sounding. Awesome. Well, if you're ready, best friend, let's do it.
So here's what we'll do, Bix. I'll tell you everything I know to be true, and in doing so, perhaps convince you to cooperate without intervention. Failing that, we have Dr. Gorst. As you now know, we brought in Salmon Park last night. For a man with very little actual rebellious activity on his resume, he was remarkably resistant. We learned everything we needed to know, and quite frankly, it hardly seems worth the price he's paid. Were you aware that the buyer, your contact, met Park only once before being turned over to you? You're in my net, Biggs. Are you a fish or are you a thief?
Man, she's terrifying.
Just say you're a shark.
You will be giving me detailed accounting of every single piece of stolen Imperial equipment you've passed along and where it is gone.
Damn, a
Or
full
not.
disagulation.
The very worst thing you can do right now is bore me.
Man, she's so intense.
You're not gonna believe me anyway, are you?
Right? Like, God, her use of personal space, right?
I suppose not.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Jesus.
These are yours, Dr. Gorst.
Thank you.
Dr. Gorst is so awkward. I can't believe he waved at her when she introduced him. What are we building here?
Ready?
See, like, if it were part of a TIE fighter, it would make sense because it needs to be built in a clean environment.
But you wouldn't trust parts of your military hardware being assembled by prisoners.
That's true.
What you want?
Be 41 shift tomorrow.
You are the next man out. You are the shortest of the short.
You man for them today. Always the next day, right?
You know the drill.
He does not like Cassian.
I think it's because he's asking questions or he's like trying to pay attention too much.
I don't think that old man's going to get out of here alive.
There's nothing intrinsically physical about this process, but we've had some early trials that were a bit chaotic. There's an outer rim moon called Dizon Frey. There was a sentient species there, quite unusual.
Was?
I say was because they created such a stir that the local commanders were granted permission to use any means necessary, and
So they wiped out this animal?
Mm-hmm.
they make a sound as they die, a sort of choral, agonized pleading. We've taken the recordings and
Interesting.
modified them slightly, layering, adjusting. And
Oh, sonic torture. That is horrifying.
So it uses
The dying, agonized screams of this species race, specifically their children, and modified it to weaponize it, to cause emotional distress.
Let's get on with it.
Dude, it's like Lobo's headset.
Are we going to hear it?
No, we just get to imagine it.
That's better, actually, because I feel like your imagination is always going to come up with something more effective. Space toilet, woo! They're becoming more and more commonplace.
Oh shit, oh shit.
We got our first aboard the Razor Crest.
On program. New man on the floor.
He's just been, like, little by little, just working at that pipe.
You man on the floor! Hold your positions!
Okay, new prisoner being brought down.
2 men back. 2 weapons.
No boots.
Silence!
He's touching the rail.
Believe me now, the elevator's not wide. Nothing that moves can fry you.
If we could just make it to the elevator, they can't fry them. How long you think she's been in the chair? Listening to those screams.
When was the last time you spoke with Cassian Andor?
Why do they always torture people to the verge of coherence and then ask the questions? Like,
I think she probably had the headset on for like 30 minutes, but to her it probably felt like a full hour.
She's the only one we've got who can identify Axis.
And Salmon Park? I'd like to hang him. What's left of him, anyway. Make sure they know
Fuck.
who's in charge.
As you wish.
these goddamn
Wow.
fascists. I'd like to hang him. Like, man.
That's super fucked up.
The senator from Chandrila stands with those in opposition
Ah,
to the
yes,
Emperor's new
more
public
Imperial
safety
Senate.
legislation.
Are you gonna...
Long live the Empire!
Our second vow is to protect the power and independence of this remarkable...
Why are they turning off their...
I stand here today.
In protest, I think.
That's rude. We're not listening to you. We're gonna turn off our little halos.
The equivalent of turning your backs, I think, yeah. Damn, day after day just going to the Senate, awards falling on deaf ears.
It's your cousin. She's arrived.
What?
Who's her cousin?
Did you hear that? I just heard like a glimmer of the Rogue One theme.
Admiral Akbar! Your cousin,
You're
Akbar.
right.
What's he saying?
Level 2. He's coming this way around now.
What's he saying? What was that?
Maybe it's a storm.
It's 2. Something's wrong on 2. They're going too fast. I can't read it.
Everybody calm down!
Something's really wrong on 2.
Are you all scrambled or something? It takes a week for one word to get all the way up here, and you're panicking about something that's happening on the other side of the building. But you're gonna
Stand in place, on program, feet down, face front, hands on heads. We will have immediate facility compliance or we will begin activating floors without warning.
No, fuck. That's a hell of a control threat, just like activate floors without warning.
That's horrible. But something happened on level 2.
Maybe it was another, like, attempt at breaking out.
Tassia Moon, look what she brought me.
Your father.
Aunt Vel.
Where have you been?
Traveling.
6 months?
There's a lot to see. The rebellion comes first. We take what's left.
Oh, she's copying what fucking Cinta said to her.
Hello there. Unfortunately, Bendu's internet has gone down, and he has urged me to finish the reaction without him. So this is going to be a solo reaction for the rest of the episode, and we'll try and get Bendu's reaction to the second half of this episode up as soon as possible in a different video. Oh my god. These big vistas, like, Andor's just bringing the sense of scale. It's so good.
Have you heard?
What?
What happened to Unit 2-5? They don't know about it.
They were fried out.
They're all gone.
Who said? Both shifts. 100 men.
Damn, they just zapped the whole unit?
Who's saying this?
Maintenance tech. We had a team go down.
You said they fried the whole bridge. Speak up.
He told
Fuck.
Why?
Yeah, they were making trouble.
On program, feet down. We will have immediate facility compliance or we will begin activating.
What did he say?
Hold your program! Tighten up and listen! It's a rumor! Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. We have heard nothing. It's just another day, another shift. So let's keep our mouths shut, keep our heads down, until we know what's going on.
I love it. He's fully talking to himself right now. Man, Andy Serkis is such an incredible actor. What a treat that he's like back in Star Wars for this role.
Home late, up early, dressed and groomed, trimmed your hair. Something I should know.
I told you not to leave dinner out last night.
You're so busy these days, perhaps you're forgetting to eat.
You've been searching in my room again.
I like a tidy house.
You've been in my private box. I have ways of knowing.
Oh yeah? What you got in that private box, Syril?
Imagine I'd cracked under the weight of your neglect. Imagine I'd cracked and wasn't here now to pick up the pieces.
God, she's so manipulative.
I've been promoted. The demands of my time will be increased.
Uncle Harlow will be so pleased.
Just like pouring in more cereal as a...
Just the one night, Val.
I'm afraid so.
Find yourself a husband?
Wasn't on my list of things to do.
Well, you need a widower at this point. Who's left of any value at your age?
Yes. All the
Damn.
big ones are taken.
At least you've not gone political, Val. All the interesting people are getting very tedious these days.
No one ever calls me tedious.
Be a spoiled rich girl for a while. Remind people that's who you are.
I'll try. We're fighting against the dark. We're making something of our lives.
Yeah, I think that's a goodbye. I don't think that Vel's gonna make it out of this season, honestly, let alone series. What are you doing here, Syril? You were told if you made any more of a fuss, you'd get arrested.
I wanted to thank you for the promotion.
I had nothing to do with it.
Well, my boss seems to think that you did.
Have you been waiting out here?
Yes. I'd never lie to you.
He's so awkward.
Try to follow on the conversation we had last month.
That wasn't a conversation. You were brought in for questioning. Are you stalking me?
I know you work here, and I come sometimes to see if I'll see you. I thought I was done. After meeting you and discovering you understood how dangerous Cassian Andor was, and just being in your presence, I've realized that life was worth living. Perhaps my deranged belief that there was something better fated for me in the future was a dream worth clinging to.
I could have you arrested. You're aware of that.
I want what you want.
I have already given you a second chance. You come near me again, you pursue any of this, and I swear I'll have you in a cage on the Outer Rim.
Man, Imperial courtship is so weird. That was like a fascist meet cute right there.
We've got a rebel pilot in custody, one of Anto Krieger's group. He was picked up at a customs check. We don't think Krieger knows he's gone missing yet. Telling us there's a raid planned on the power station at Spellhouse.
Where was he heading?
On his way to Katarn.
And this is the raid that Luthen tried to set up. He tried to get Saw to work with Krieger on this operation.
Have the pilot found dead in the cockpit. What would happen?
They'd have to find it, but they'd tow it into Katarn.
If we did it quickly.
The Ring of Katarn from Rogue One.
Inmates on program. Program in place.
Cover him.
Inmates on program. Program in place.
Time for the old low-yield tables to get shocked in the box.
All right. Take his head. Zinska, tell him we need a med tech up here. You. Get going. Now.
Is Kino coming around?
On program.
So is MedTech also a prisoner then?
Haven't seen you for a while. Haven't gone anywhere. So we just want something to get him through the next few days. Get him back on his feet. That's another option.
What?
He's had a massive stroke.
Damn.
I need a bag and a trolley.
It's coming.
What happened on level 2? You want to keep your men in line. You'll feel nothing.
Just euthanizing him.
Keep my men in line. What happened down on 2?
They made a mistake. A man who was just released on 4 ended up back on 2 the next day. Word got out on the floor and then they killed them all. You heard me.
Damn.
No one's getting out, are they?
No, once your sentence is up on one floor, they just move you to another floor. Everyone here has a life sentence.
At least your friend is free.
You two.
Fuck.
Up, hands on your heads.
And that's gonna be what causes Kino to snap. That realization right there.
How many guards on each level?
Never more than 12.
Yo, he's on board now. Damn. Ugh. What a downer ending. But also, like, kind of inspiring and hopeful because, like, if someone like Kino is able to join on to the cause, not necessarily the cause of rebellion, but the cause of, like, this prison break, I think they finally have a shot. What a horrific existence to be a prisoner on Narkina 5. You know, they have this number, this sentence that they just cling to, that they're just constantly... and then once you get released, they just shuffle you onto another floor. And then the reason they killed everyone on 2 is because people found out about it. How are people not constantly finding out about it? If these prisoners are... Maybe because people are only just starting to get to the end of their new sentences, and the PORD is the reason why people are just being shuffled around in the system instead of actually getting released. This was a great episode. This was definitely the setup for the prison break, which is going to happen next week for sure. I really like the Mon Mothma segments as well. I was surprised that Vel and Mon Mothma are related. I really thought Luthen was the family connection there. And sorry again about Bendu's internet going out. I'm sure that he would have a lot of things to say right now as well about the ending. I'll try and have him finish the episode on camera so that he can we can get his thoughts out here too. Or at the very least, we'll cover it next week on the Dork Forces podcast. So you have that to look forward to as well. Yeah, this was a really good episode. It really felt like a little bit more of setup, and then things are really going to kick off next week. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our reaction to Andor Episode 9. Check out the rest of the channel for more content, reactions, and reviews. If you are watching this on Patreon, that means you're a supporter of the channel, and we super appreciate that. For everyone else, thank you so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.